Good morning, everybody. It's your boy D Max. So let's talk. It's a beautiful morning outside, so I decided to come out here and do my show, get some fresh air, and enjoy this nice little breeze before it heat up out here for the day. Um, what I really wanted to get on here and address this morning was a very, very controversial subject that has come up over the past few days concerning Jesse Lee Peterson. If you don't know who Jesse Lee Peterson is, this is a right wing conservative radio host who does a really good job of catering to the Republican Party and his conservative constituents, and he disparages black people at every opportunity. And so this man has really been a outspoken person against the LGBT community, against Black Lives Matter, and against anything that is not catering to the white man in America. He came up with White History Month to counteract Black History Month. And he's just been he's been Uncle Ruckus, basically. If you really want to break it down, he's definitely the real life in the flesh Uncle Ruckus, and he looks like Uncle Ruckus too. If you've ever seen a picture of Jesse Lee Peterson, he looks like a severe alcoholic, um, and he talks like a severe alcoholic as well. But that's just an observation, based on my time observing him and his content. And to get into it, Jesse Lee Peterson, he always has this theme where uh, he emphasizes the word lesbian. He loves to say some big lesbians and homosexuals. That's how he taught. And he's very disparaging and he speaks very strongly against that. So for these allegations to come out about him allegedly grooming and sexually assaulting four white men is something that is surprising to a lot of people, but it's not surprising to me because most people who go so hard against something like that really secretly have a desire and a curiosity about it themselves. And what was the preacher named Ted Ted Hager or Ted Haggard, something like that. This was a few years back, and he was a big mega church preacher, and he preached against homosexuality, and he preached against all of the things that the Bible talks about, which I have no problem with that part. But what happened is whenever you turn around and you get busted doing meth and having sex with a young man, then that destroys your whole witness, blew his whole witness out of the water. And the same thing with Bishop Eddie Jones. He was a very, very well-known mega church pastor as well. One of the premier black mega churches. He was up there with Bishop Noel Jones and T.D. Jakes. He would do a lot of conferences with these guys. And whenever the pictures came out with Bishop Eddie Long, I'm sorry, yeah, Bishop Eddie Long, that's his name. Pictures came out that he was sending to, other males online and stuff because he was really into bodybuilding and he was a big swole dude. And so as the story started to come out and his congregation tried to cover up for him, God said, no, I'm going to deal with this one personally. And God took that man up out of here so fast. He went from being big, bodybuilder, buff, and swole, all the way down to maybe 130 pounds by the time he left this earth. And it didn't take long. It was probably not even a 6-month span from the time that his story came out that he shrunk from that big muscular guy down to skin and bones, and eventually God took him up out of here. So when these people are proclaiming to be pastors and preachers, and they go around and they're proclaiming the gospel and they're casting their judgment upon people in the manner that they do, and they turn around and they're indulging in the same thing that they're preaching against, this is exactly what keeps people out of the church. This is exactly what keeps people out of the church. This is exactly what keeps the world with having an excuse not to come to God, because of misrepresentations like Mr. Peterson and and Pastor Long. Why does this seem to be the pattern? Why does this seem to be a pattern? Um, Man, you look at the times that we live in. God said that if I didn't shorten the time, then even the most elect would be fooled and deceived. And a lot of these men who are getting up in these positions and being exalted and elevated in these high places, they all have an ulterior motive. They may start off with a pure motive, but over time, power and influence and all of that reverence that you start to get from the people, it does to you exactly what it did to Satan, and make you start welling up with pride about yourself. You start feeling yourself, and you start forgetting that it's the God in you that is causing all of that prosperity and all of that greatness to be shown forth, not you at all. And that's the same thing that Nebuchadnezzar fell victim to. And that's why God stripped him of his title and had to show him who the true God was. And he said, I'm not going to bring you back to a place of wholeness until you recognize and reverence who I am. And that's what Nebuchadnezzar had to do. And so when you're placed in these positions of leadership and power and influence, it's a very, very dangerous place to be, because the responsibility is so immense. Hey, good morning, Self-Awareness TV. Good morning, your crazy cousin, man. It's a blessing to see y'all brothers in here, man. This is crazy. Jesse Lee Peterson has been very, very outspoken about everybody that's non-white. Everybody who does not fit his conservative criteria, he's been very, very brutally judgmental of these people. And so now the blowback is going to come on him. And I don't know about everybody else, but I feel like this man he deserves everything that he gets. He's going to deserve everything that he gets from this fallout. It maybe won't be a big fallout. Maybe his conservative constituents will have his back. But then, too, that goes against their morals and their code. So a lot of them are going to turn away from him. But at some point, you knew the gravy train was going to stop, Jesse Lee. You knew the gravy train was going to stop at some point. Everything has a season. Everything has a beginning and an end. And your expiration date is here. It's just as simple as that. The way that it happened, that was based on the choices that you made and the decisions that you made. But nonetheless, your expiration date is here. Your season is over. It's best that you go ahead and pack it up. Go ahead and deal with your legal issues and try to repent and get some forgiveness from God for your actions. That should be your main focus right now, not trying to do that. And he's not really concerned about the will of God being done. So, you know, everybody's going to have their say. I know Dr. Umar is going to have his say because he's had his clash with Jesse Lee. What's the brother name? Nasheed, whatever his name, he's had his run-in with Jesse Lee. All of those black, strong, pro-black activist people who had this run-in with Jesse Lee Peterson are probably licking their chops right now. But the mature man is going to stand back and he's going to stay reserved about it. You know, I'm not going to kick this man when he's down. I'm not going to sit here and pick at this man. I'm just reporting what's being said about him, and I'm explaining, I'm just discussing, you know, where should he go from here? It won't do me no good to sit there. I told you so. And no, that's not necessary. That's not what we do. That's not what we do. This man is in a position. He's made some poor decisions, and all of the things that he's done leading up to the outcome of this scandal has painted a target on his back. He's going to have enough people gunning for him, so he don't need me gunning for him when I have no dog in the fight anyway. I'm just somebody on the outside looking in, reporting what I see. So, like I said, I'm not going to disparage this man. I'm just putting it out there, man. This is a hot story, especially for who he is and what he proclaims. And we definitely want to shine a light on these false prophets. This is the whole purpose and intent, is to shine a light on these false prophets and expose them for what they are, so that the world know what they are, and they have a true opportunity to choose whether they want to follow the false prophet or if they want to deny that false prophet. And so now it's on the people. Now that the information's been given to them, it's been laid out, they have a choice to make, whether they're still going to follow and support him, or if they're going to move on and find some true leadership that can actually help them grow and not plant this seed of hatred in them that he has planted deep within himself about his own people. So, yeah, that's all I really wanted to say on that. Despite my disagreement with the brother and everything that he stands for, I'm still going to pray for him, because he is somebody's son. He is somebody's daddy. And, somebody needs him. The money that he's making, the revenue that he's generating from his poor decisions is supporting somebody, is helping their life. And so I don't want to hold them accountable for his poor actions and his poor behavior. So I'm going to pray for the dude. You don't have to join me. Do what you do, you know what I'm saying? But that's just where I'm at with mine. So, Jesse Lee, I don't agree with nothing that you say. Well, I ain't gonna say I don't agree with nothing you say, because there's some spiritual things that he says that are on point. But as far as his whole policy and anything like that, I don't agree with absolutely anything that you stand for. But I'm still pray for you, dude. This is your boy D-Mac, man. Y'all know what I say. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but the word can always heal you. I'm out, man.